So he has been out of the zone. Hunter has to be aware of that here. First pitch swinging, it's going to be into right field. This game is going to be tied. Lustina coming across, he's going to score, and the Tigers win it in 10. Martinez looking for a massive moment. And he gets it! He holds on to his hat himself this time as he strikes out 3 in a row to keep Trinity up 3. The 1-1 floated out to right field, charging in is Gore, and he makes the catch. Jackson Tier has thrown a no-hitter. 7 shutout innings, and the Kangaroos can't muster a single base hit off of the San Antonio native, who does it in his hometown. Welcome back to Tiger Network. Trinity 2, Schreiner 0. Top of the 4th inning from the Alamo City, and Tyler Juarez leading things off for Schreiner. 1 for 1, continues to do his part at the plate. Takes one high to start off his at-bat with a ball. Harrison Duro, the first we've seen him as a starter on Tiger Network. We saw all his flashes of dominance out of the pen. And we talked a little bit about it as he misses upstairs and in for ball 2. When Shavana came in game 1, Shavana and Duro basically flip-flopping roles. Shavana now out of the bullpen and Duro the starter. But it truly hasn't been because either of them have done anything wrong. I mean, they both have ERAs under 3, which is an incredible mark. It's been an experiment of sorts that pitching coach Dave Smith and head coach Tim Scannell want to play around with. And they loved what they saw out of Duro at Southwestern, so they gave it a second whirl here against Schreiner. Duro doing well so far, but right here, losing the leadoff batter with a 4-pitch walk. But in talking to Dave Cole, we know that he was very happy with how Harrison did at Southwestern, felt that he could go to a little bit more of his repertoire.
Yeah, talked about the pitches that he hasn't been able to incorporate that he has in his arsenal, most notably the changeup that he's able to sprinkle in there now. Able to go, hopefully for Trinity, 5-6 innings. More opportunities to use different pitches.
Batter Cardenas doing the same thing he did his first time up, showing like he wants to sacrifice the runner over. He did so successfully in the second inning. Schreiner has struggled to put runs across, so any advantage they can get, they will seem to take, but now swinging it away. And a big cut, 0-2 though after the foul ball. But we already know how dangerous his fastball curveball combo can be. So if you start to throw in a third and a fourth pitch, it makes Duro all the more deadly. And right there, it looked like the slider, the horizontal movement, Cardenas able to lay off of it.
Very impressive take there. A pitch that's very appealing. Looks like it's going to go into the zone off speed, but then it's just going to duck out of the way.
Goes right back to a breaking ball. Slow tapper. Duro, the bare hand throw, picked by Corson Hastings. And he gives a little fist bump saying, I got you, Harrison. Runner does move over, so in essence, a sacrifice bunt.
Very impressive to even get a piece of that. That pitch was so low, but Duro making the play. Not just throwing it on a line to Hastings, understanding that he can hop it there as well. And getting that all-important first out.
Now the Bernie native, Bernie Champion High School, Rain Ecker. Takes a breaking ball down low for ball 1. Harrison making a good attempt at that last play and getting an out. We saw Jackson Tier field his position, Kay do it yesterday. And it really is interesting how it happens at practice. Now they do it all the time, but I thought one particular practice, it was so funny how it occurred. You might remember at home, Tiger Network, the walk-off against Centenary. It led to a sweep, very exciting extra inning win for the Tigers, but it happened on a bunt that the Gents of Centenary couldn't field, and they overthrew the first baseman, and it just led to all sorts of chaos, and the Tigers won. Very first thing the Tigers do on their next practice after that win, they practice bunt coverage, and I felt, and then I asked the coaches, did you kind of learn from sitting there and say, hey, we got to get this down on our end? And they said, yeah, we want to make sure we have it down. And ever since then, it seems like every practice they start off with bunt coverages, and DeRoe showing that it pays off.
Yeah, bunt coverage such an important part of this game. Schreiner fans know that from what happened last night with their failure to cover a bunt, resulting in 2 runs being brought in. But every week, or most weeks, in practice, they do pitchers versus hitters. And the pitchers are going to have to cover the bunts. The hitters get in the line. They bunt one by one, as Rigor will make that play. But they cover their bunts, and then it's a score. So if the hitters reach, they get a point. Pitchers cover, they get a point. And then the loser has to run. So it's just a way that they reinforce bunt coverage in the team.
It's definitely fun to watch. The competition starts bleeding through these guys. And sometimes the consequence is running, but there's another consequence that is even better. And I don't know how unique it is. I had never seen it before being around Trinity baseball as DeRoe misses high. 2 away in the top of the 4th, runner on second. Somersaults. They have to somersault across the turf. And I know one person in particular really doesn't like it. And that's Ezra Gore. DeRoe's breaking ball, a strike, even count 1-1. For whatever reason, one of the most athletic guys on the team cannot somersault. And so he is in pain every time that is the consequence. And Coach Scannell loves it too. He loves to see it.
Yeah, he would. He would like that. That's the exact type of methods Coach Scannell would use. I'm not surprised at all that he does that.
It seems to be the only thing Ezra's not good at.
Feels like it.
2-1 from DeRoe. Bouncer to the left side. Shortstop has it. Throw on to Hastings in time for the 3rd out. So DeRoe has given up 5 hits, a walk, plenty of traffic on the base pass, but most importantly, nothing coming home. Trinity still up 2-0, headed to the bottom of the 4th. Tigers score a pair in the 1st. DeSales strikes back with 1 in the 2nd. And now Colt Harris will look to add on for the maroon and white. He's the leadoff hitter. Takes strike 1 from Allison, who only made 1 appearance this year. Through an inning, gave up a hit and a walk against MIT on February 26th. Lands a strike for number 2 there. Pretty fun early season matchup there against Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Harris rolls it the other way to his second base counterpart. And it's out number 1 as Rorik there with plenty of time.
Next up for the Tigers, center fielder number 24, Jack Peterson.
Now Jack Peterson will get his shot at the lefty-lefty matchup. On Sunday, he was so excited to get a hit off of a lefty. Now Coach Scannell rewarding him with the start. Shows bunt. Takes strike 1. Another breaking ball filleted to right field, and it's a base hit for Jack Peterson. So once again, lefty on lefty, no problem for the center fielder.
Yep, continuing his success against left-handed pitchers. All over this one, hit really hard. I was surprised it hit the ground that fast with how hard it was hit. But a base hit for number 24 as the Tigers have somebody aboard with 1 out.
And now another season debut. We've seen so many of them at this point. Brett Jones swinging early, fouls it straight back. Great to see Brett Jones in there, Cole.
We've already seen a lot of Brett Jones defense, able to make the play at 3rd to end the inning. As you see him in practice, has not seen a game yet, but his defensive plays can make a lot of them.
And he gets a ground ball through the hole for a base hit. So in his first start since April 10th of 2021, Brett Jones getting a base hit.
Yep, already a great play at 3rd, and on top of that, finding the gap between 3rd and 2nd base. Is able to move the runner over and get himself on board while he's at it.
Ty Preston will now come to bat. So often as the leadoff hitter is the one tasked with setting the table, well, the table's set for him. Runners on first and second with one away, and there'll be a visit to the mound as Allison has another sign of trouble after giving up 2 in the first.
Yeah, this is a pretty key situation. As last time it was a 2-out rally by Trinity. 2 quick outs, but able to bring 2 runs in. One of them shouldn't have counted, but I think the Ezra Gore going for home, being caught there, kind of negates that a little bit. But either way, in danger of giving up a few more here already. Jack Peterson in scoring position to worry about.
Coach Nyman told me that today might end up being a little bit of a smoke show when it comes to his pitching staff. He's going to have to pull out some real magic tricks to handle a staff that is pitching in its 5th game in just 4 days, a doubleheader against Schreiner, and then not resting any days in between matchups with Southwestern and TLU. Yesterday, they lost 10-1 to the Bulldogs of Seguin. And so he expects to see a lot of arms for not a long time, trying to keep his rotation fresh. Allison, the first of those in there. Just the bottom of the second, but he's given up 2 runs and has 2 runners on with the top of the Tiger lineup in the form of Ty Preston here. Step off, look at second.
Jack Peterson, definitely somebody you want to worry about out there. 7 for 7 in stealing this season.
Bunt shown. Instead, it gets away from Zavorsky, so Peterson won't even have to steal third. He'll just take it easily. Jones right behind him takes second, so now a base hit for Ty Preston could score a pair.
We saw Trinity get out to a 1-0 lead yesterday. That did not prove to be enough, so you have to take advantage of your opportunities when you get them, when you want to really sink a ball club. Trying to get a 3-run lead here.
Zavorsky able to block this one in the turf, but he's had an adventure in this at-bat already. 2 balls, no strikes on Ty Preston. He waits back, pulls it to the right side. Toss over to the pitcher covering, gets the out, but Peterson does score. Infield playing at its normal depth, gives up the 3rd run of the ball game to the Tigers.
Yep, wild pitch. Costing Desales a run. That's what allowed Jack Peterson to get over the 3rd base. And all it takes is a ground ball to the right side for Ty Preston to get an RBI. And it's a pretty similar story to what we saw UT Dallas do yesterday. Bottom of the order, setting up the top of the lineup to drive him in. And that's exactly what happens with Ty Preston driving in Jack Peterson.
Ball inside to Kai Tinker to start off his at-bat. The senior from Simi Valley, California, lined it right into the glove of Allison, his first time up. Looking to drive home a buddy from third. Puts it up into the air foul. Zavorsky, no shot at it, just receives it from the net. Tinker had an RBI yesterday in that first inning to give the lead you were talking about, Cole. Sends it up the middle once more. Gets past Custer's at short. Another run batted in for Kai Tinker. 4-1 Trinity over Desales.
That's almost exactly the same spot he hit it when he lined it into the glove of the pitcher. This time no glove in the way. Able to put it right between short and second for another RBI from Kai Tinker.
In just the 2nd inning, the Tigers have surpassed their run total from last night. A 15-3 loss to the Comets of UT Dallas. Now 4 runs on the Bulldogs. Strike 1 to Pettit. Look at that average, 500.
Yeah, 500, and the only one he didn't get a hit on. Honestly, hit better.
That one's hit just as hard, but foul.
It's a good start for the Tigers, already up 3 runs. Desales losing by 9 yesterday and then by 8 the day before that. So this is a real opportunity for Trinity to get right. They have to take advantage of it.
0-2 from Allison, way outside.
No baseball team is just going to lie down and not try, even though they've had 2 rough losses. So the Tigers need to show up. So far, it's been happening, trying to continue this second inning.
Similar miss there to even it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. It was really an interesting storyline coming in because both of these teams took punches to the face. A 10-1 loss for DeSales, a 15-3 loss for Trinity. They both had to get right back at it. Who would respond better? Right now, it's been the Tigers, but Allison gets the swing and a miss, strike 3 to end the inning right there. 2 runs come around, just like they did in the first, giving Trinity a 4-1 lead on the way to the third.